Hey everyone, welcome to the tutorial for Theory 11's pressure. To demonstrate how pressure is done, I'm going to show you the principle behind pressure, and then I'm actually going to show you how to prepare to do this effect. All you're going to need is a balloon, some scissors, and some tape, and that's it. Anywhere you go, if you have balloon, scissors, and tape, this is a completely pretty much impromptu, just minor setup balloon, cell phone and balloon routine. So let me show you the principle. The principle is actually really old. You can probably find this in a kid's magic book, but you just need some Scotch tape, and I'll show you how the principle works. An interesting thing with balloons, if you take a piece of tape and you put this on the balloon like so, make sure it's firmly attached. Good, just like that. Now what's going to happen is I'm going to take this needle and I'm going to put the needle into the balloon, but I'm going to stick it through right where the tape is. So what will happen effectively is the tape will actually hold the balloon together and keep it from popping. So let me show you what I mean. Just right over top where the tape is, and see the needle goes right inside the balloon. So I don't know if you can see inside the balloon, but the needle really is inside. That's not a trick, it's poking through the other side there. So the tape will actually hold it together, and this is the secret behind pressure. And if you're, let me just pop this balloon like so. Okay, we're not going to need that anymore. So now that you know the secret behind pressure, let me show you how to prepare the balloon. Okay, so to prepare your balloon for pressure, here's what you're going to need. You're going to need your balloon, your tape, a pair of scissors, and of course the cell phone. It's really quite a simple thing. You're going to use the tape to cover up a hole that you cut into the bottom of the balloon. So you take a balloon, you take a pair of scissors, and all you're going to do is cut, just like so, just a little slit in the balloon, about this long. It doesn't need to be that long, because when you blow it up, the hole will actually get bigger. I don't know if you can see that. I guess you can kind of see that there. Just a little hole in the balloon, like so. So what will happen, you can actually, if you pinch that hole closed, you can actually blow this up, like so. And if you let go, of course the balloon will empty out the hole. As you blow, something to keep in mind, don't cut it too long, because as you blow, the hole will actually expand. It'll probably get about that long. What you're going to do though is use the tape to keep the hole closed. Okay, so you need a fairly long piece of tape, because like I said, the hole gets long. It's just probably not even big enough. You're going to need maybe about that much. And you're going to take the tape, and you're going to put the tape just over the hole, so that the hole is actually right in the middle. Okay, and then you just got to straighten out the balloon so that the tape looks like it's in the same path or same direction as the slit in the balloon. Okay, that should work just like that. Good. So you can kind of see that. I don't know if it looks very good there, but it's not a big deal if it's still a little bit messy, because what's going to happen is as you blow up the balloon, you're going to use your fingers to smooth out that hole and to keep that line in the tape, or underneath the tape, so that the tape is holding the balloon edges together. So as that hole gets bigger and bigger, it'll get quite noticeable. It'll get quite dark. So the tape will actually hold those two ends together, and you're just going to keep your finger over top of that tape to try to keep it all together. The biggest part is that there's no air pockets for the air to escape as you blow it up. But you prepare the balloon like this. That's the prepared balloon, like so, and then you're ready to actually perform pressure. So, but I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, what if somebody asks me to see the balloon? Well, that's really quite easy. You actually probably want to start off this way, and it makes this thing look totally impromptu. So you start off with a regular balloon. This is just a regular balloon, no cuts or holes or anything like that. And you're going to start off with this in your hand, like so. And then when you're ready to go, you take your prepared balloon and your regular balloon out of the pocket. Sorry, you start with I said the wrong one. You start with the prepared balloon in your hand like this. You reach in your pockets, you pull out, so you've got the prepared balloon here, the regular balloon here. You hand this out for examination, they check it all out. When you're ready to go and they hand you the balloon back, you ask to borrow somebody's cell phone. When you ask to borrow somebody's cell phone, everybody's going to look at the person who's going to lend you the phone, and in that time you just go like this. It's really not that hard. You don't have to do anything fancy. You just switch the balloons in your hand. So you just put it in, pull out the prepared one. Put it in, pull out the prepared, or the regular one, right? So put the regular one in, and pull out the prepared one. You don't have to be that fancy with it. While they're actually handing you the phone, you can actually ditch the prepared one if you want, down below. Down below as in being in your pants pocket, not just like on the ground. And then you're going to blow up the balloon. And all the while, you're going to keep your finger over top of the tape, where the slit is there, just like so. Just like that, okay? So you've got, if you smooth it out as you're putting it on, it'll actually keep the slit, slit in the balloon from ripping past the tape. Okay, just like that. So you're obviously going to keep that end away from your spectators, so towards you. And you can keep your hand there if you're worried, or you can put it against your chest. Nobody's looking at the balloon. If the balloon's filling up, and this is quite a cool little science experiment, how the balloon will actually hold together. But if the balloon is blown up, people are not going to worry or suspect anything. Okay, you borrow the balloon. Now, this is really important. When you're going to put the phone into the balloon, it's really important that you line up the top of the phone with the tape, okay? Or with the tape or the hole. It doesn't matter if you do it this way or this way or this way, it doesn't matter. But what you're essentially going to do is push one end of the phone into the hole. And you're not going to let out any air here. All the air is going to come out the hole. And as it opens, as it rips the tape from the balloon, if you push the balloon onto the phone, it will actually just pop inside. So you can almost have to feed it inside a little bit. But it's a little bit of a knack, but you'll get it. You'll get the hang of it. So this is what it looks like. Just like that. And you can see that the tape here, it actually peels off a little bit, and you can just pull that off. Now you're going to end up with, it's ripping a little too much here. But you're actually going to end up with a phone actually inside the balloon. And you can, if you're holding that tape down, well, the tape's gone, but if you hold that hole shut, you can actually blow it up again. And then when you want, you pretend to just rip this part off, and of course it's going to pop the phone right out of the balloon. And all you have to worry about is getting rid of this piece of tape. So you can get rid of that piece of tape, but you can hand out, phone's not going to be, you can hand out the balloon and the balloon shrapnel for investigation, and it looks so fair because you've tried to tear the balloon, right? When you're tearing the balloon, you just make it look pretty normal, and of course it comes into pieces, and you're just left fair. You're left with some balloon shrapnel. Nobody's going to want to touch that. For the most part, nobody's going to want to inspect that because it's covered in your spit. If the phone, of course, is wet, which it will be because it's inside the balloon, you're just going to wipe it off before you give it back to them. Hopefully they don't notice, and you'll be fine from the soaking wet phone. But I like to do it with my own phone because I get it quite wet when it goes inside the balloon. But then you just keep that piece of tape inside a little ball in your hand, and you just keep it in your fingers like that, and get rid of it when it's handy for you. So that is how to put a cell phone into a balloon. Thanks very much for watching, you guys.